And we're back talking now with Dr. William Pettit. He's the Dean of Oklahoma's tribally affiliated College of Medicine. I didn't know we had one.
Oh, we didn't until just now. So
Doctor,
it's a brand new venture.
When do you guys open the doors?
Well, August 20th, 20, our first class of 50 will matriculate into the school and be the inaugural class. And I'm proud to say we already have 47 of those young men and women recruited to attend. So we're very excited about it. And it is on, as you said, it's a tribally affiliated medical school on tribal nation land in Tahlequah, on the campus of W.W. Hastings, Cherokee Nation Hospital. And we have representation from at least 3 tribes within the state of Oklahoma that'll be in our first class. Although I will tell you, anyone is qualified students eligible to apply to attend.
This is a great idea. This is a fantastic idea, and just shores up everything we've heard about the tribes pressing forward with education and then turning around and helping others within the tribe or anyone else that wants to take advantage of it.
Absolutely. The missions between what Oklahoma State University Center for Health Sciences does to train primary care physicians for rural and underserved Oklahoma align perfectly with the tribal nations wanting to help their citizens gain better health care. And one of the big issues across our state is the access to care. And it's no different on the tribal nation population than it is for anyone else, in a rural setting especially.
Boy, no kidding. And there's so many, you know, when it's boggled your mind when you think about a lot of the folk who live in rural Oklahoma, or as some call it, the outback of our state. They really are exposed to much, much more than folks in town. I mean, in terms of accidents, you know, unforeseen things happening, snake bites, what have you. These services are going to be needed.
Well, even the Cherokee Nation has, I believe, 7 clinics that are affiliated. And they just built, by the way, a new 469,000 square foot clinic that's on the W.W. Hastings campus. It was a joint venture between the federal government and them. So we're very excited that that'll be part of our training as we have our medical schools start on that campus. But to your point, rural population, get elderly population that don't want to try to drive or don't have the ability to drive 30, 40, 50 miles to Tulsa or Oklahoma City. So it's important that they have local health care. That in our workforce of physicians is aging. We're actually an older primary care physician base in rural than in the urban setting by about 5 to 6 years of age. So as physicians retire, pass away, et cetera, it's going to affect rural before it really will the urban setting.
You bet. And interestingly, too, there's a dichotomy that exists here because you folk in the tribal setting have some of the very same problems that we face in non-tribal settings: opioid abuse, alcoholism, you know, and broken bones.
Yeah.
The same problems face folks on tribal land in a rural setting.
Right. And as I said earlier, our focus is to train primary care physicians. So we're talking about family medicine, general internal medicine, pediatrics for rural and now tribal populations. And we are way behind as a state in terms of the number of those physicians. Right now, we'd have to get tomorrow 732 primary care physicians actively working to meet the national average of 92.5 physicians per capita or per 100,000. So we rank 46th in the nation for having active primary care physicians. But for us, we know just creating a physician really isn't the answer, not for the tribal nation, not for rural. Because if I train everybody in Oklahoma City and Tulsa for 4 years, the odds that they'll want to stay in that area is probably pretty high. So we know now with this pipeline program, as we call it, that if we start in a rural setting, in Tahlequah, 16,700 people or so, the odds that they'll stay in a rural setting are much higher. That, and we'll be a medical school that emphasizes rural. We've actually developed back in 2013 a rural medical track. We're in the process of developing a tribal medical track. So all those things to keep them in the loop of what it means to practice in rural. And then we've developed over the years also postgraduate or residency programs in rural settings. So we're not only in Tahlequah, we're in Tallahena, we're in Ada with the Choctaw, Chickasaw. We're also in McAllister, Lawton, Norman. So we have residencies that'll get them out of Tulsa in Oklahoma City.
Gosh, this is great stuff. We have an artist rendering, I believe, that Emily's going to try to pull up and show us here in a second. Here
There
we
you go. Yeah.
Now, this is what it will look like once it's completed. Am I right?
That is correct. And the left side of the screen is south, and as you will come down, I believe it's Ross, and then turn into the south end, you'll see this structure. And this is looking as you pull in. It's 84,000 square feet. It has a basement that's half of it, and then 3 full floors above that. And very excited. What you see here is actually our neuroanatomy lab that's on the basement. So we have a very private appearing entrance for the donor bodies that come in because we do have full anatomy at the school. So we'll have, I believe, 12 to 15 tables that has a cadaver and then students working on that.
So they'll be hands-on. I mean,
Oh yeah, it's a full 4-year medical school. It has everything, and all of our faculty will be in that building, all of our administration, myself, and my associate deans, et cetera. Everybody will be there.
We only got about 2.5 minutes. I want to inject something here because to me, this is an urgent announcement. It needed to be brought out quickly because I don't think folks realize the tribes haven't always had a medical school. They've had to rely on schools outside of tribal land, outside, in some cases, the state of Oklahoma. Whose idea was this?
Wow, that's difficult to answer, and I'll try to do it briefly. We started having medical students in the tribal setting at WW Hastings Hospital. They became involved in student education. They enjoyed it. Physicians love to teach as a general rule. We wanted to expand the number of students, and we wanted to do it to meet our mission. So meetings between our university and then Principal Chief Bill John Baker led to this knowledge that we want the same thing. And they were willing to work with us in order to get it. So it really, Sam, goes back to shared mission. No one person, perhaps, a cascade of effects over time. I would say over the last 13, more than a decade. So I hope that helps.
It does a lot, Doctor. It really does.
And we're blessed. I think we're blessed to be able to participate.
You know, we here at Rogers State Public Television will be launching a program in conjunction with the Cherokee Nation on learning the language for beginners.
Yeah.
As you know, the language of all tribes is under threat right now. It's dying
Absolutely.
off. And so we're in hopes that we'll be able to help a little bit. I want to thank you for taking time to come in, Doctor, and visit with us just a little bit. Keep us posted. Keep us on your email list, and let us know of developments along the way. Would you do that?
And I absolutely will, and I'd love to have you out on the new campus when it's up and running.
I'll be there.
And I got to throw one thing in. We do have, as part of our cultural learning, we too are doing an elective in Cherokee Nation language on in our school curriculum. Thank you very much for having me.
Appreciate you.
My pleasure.
We really
Thank
do.
you.
That's all the time we have for this edition of Perspectives. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.